Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. The latest research on cannabis. A decade ago, I wrote a review of the literature on marijuana's health effects in Time magazine. 5 years later, my updated one was in Psychology Today. It's been 5 years since then, so it's time for an update, especially because broad legalization has spawned much new research. The following were published this year, 2025. I exclude industry-funded reports in favor of independent university findings. This year, the largest study on marijuana and working memory was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. The research examined, quote, the effects of cannabis use on over 1,000 adults aged 22 to 36 using brain imaging technology. 63% of heavy lifetime cannabis users and 68% of recent users showed decline in brain activity associated with worse performance on working memory, that is, the ability to retain and use information to perform tasks, end quote. What about teenagers? In June, a Columbia University study of 68,263 teenagers reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association that teens engaging in recreational use were 2 to 4 times more likely to develop psychiatric disorders. Earlier, CNN and its chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, had been pro-marijuana, but it has reversed field. CNN.com issued a report this year entitled, Marijuana use dramatically increases risk of dying from heart attacks and stroke. Large study finds, end quote. And the first paragraph reads, quote, using marijuana doubles the risk of dying from heart disease, according to a new analysis of pooled medical data involving 200 million people, mostly between the ages of 19 and 59. Does it matter whether you smoke it or eat it? University of California, San Francisco studied edibles versus smoked marijuana's effects on the heart. The title of the report tells you its answer. Quote, whether it's smoking or edibles, marijuana is bad for your heart, end quote. CNN also reported, quote, marijuana hospital visits linked to dementia diagnosis within 5 years, study finds, end quote. According to a study of more than 6 million people published April 14th in the Journal of the American Medical Association journal called Neurology. Quote, someone who has an emergency room visit or hospitalization due to cannabis has a 23% increase of dementia within 5 years compared to someone who was at the hospital for another reason. They have a 72% greater risk compared to the general population. In June of this year, Psychology Today published a review of the literature on marijuana. Its summary reads, quote, recent studies suggest the cannabis experiment, which essentially field-tested the safety of marijuana on the American public, is failing. Claims for medical efficacy are mostly unsubstantiated, while the consequences of widespread access and use are being reported by researchers around the world. Any chronic THC ingestion was associated with significant heart changes and endothelial dysfunction, similar to that observed in tobacco smokers. Scientists reporting adverse effects and possibly irreversible effects on the brains and behavior of youths are becoming commonplace. Cannabinoids contribute to chronic psychotic events and schizophrenia, especially if taken during adolescence, end quote. It's hard to say whether marijuana's legalization is a function of public demand or government's desire for more tax money, but the evidence, troubling when I first reviewed the literature in 2014, is today compelling. Stay safe. In any event, that's the latest research on cannabis. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 36 books, including the just published favorites, my best articles, and short stories. In any event, I thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.